Welcome, Aries. This is Kat's Real Life Mystic Tarot, and this is your October reading, zodiac, horoscope reading for all areas of your life for October 2019. And I was just meditating on your energy, and I had kind of a fun meditation for you. I saw you going through kind of a jungle-like forest, pushing the leaves aside, big like banana leaves and, jungle vibe. And suddenly there were some curtains, and you parted the curtains as well. And then there was a window with a sash. And you pulled down the sash of the window and quite easily climbed out. And then you were light as a feather, and you were flying, just flying out into kind of a normal, deciduous area. You weren't in the jungle anymore. And it was almost like, and bear with me, Aries, it was almost like a Tinkerbell kind of energy. And my conscious mind broke through and said, oh, Aries is not going to like this Tinkerbell thing. And then, I finished the meditation and I realized I think that was the message. I think the message for Aries this month is to embrace your shadow side. And your shadow side might be kind of a lighthearted, naive, childlike, dreamy, silly person that the stereotypical Aries is not. The stereotypical Aries is pretty much a straight shooter, get the work done, can be a little militant, very athletic, aggressive, and doesn't really embody a Tinkerbell kind of energy. So I thought that was really interesting, and that's how I put it together. Now, this isn't everybody. I'm sure we all have the full spectrum in our horoscope, and we have varying degrees of things, but the stereotypical Aries is not really Tinkerbell. So then I pulled a major arcana card for you, and it all kind of came a little bit clear to me. I got the Empress, and the Empress obviously is pregnant. And I had the thought that there's a possibility that you may, in fact, want to be pregnant. You may be a mom already, or you may be pregnant. And embracing those energies is embracing a child into your life. If you are a mom, maybe getting down on the floor and playing with your child, or maybe you are pregnant or want to get pregnant and you're going to embrace that kind of Tinkerbell thing, those childlike energies. So we'll see how your reading plays out, but I thought that it connected somewhere, and I'm sure it's not for everybody, but there might be a group of you that are kind of, embracing a child's spirit, and maybe due to the fact that you're with children or even working with children. It doesn't have to be your own. So that was your meditation for October. I've chosen the Chrysalis Tarot, Dreaming Way Tarot, and this is the, let's see, Queen of the Moon Oracle. So I'm going to go ahead and start. I've already shuffled the decks. Let's start with Dreaming Way, and then and what is this? King of Stones, King of Pentacles. We'll just keep him in mind, and we'll get started. I hope you guys are doing great. It's been kind of a tough time for everybody. I feel like there's a lot of transformation, that type of energy going on. So let's see how your October 2019 is looking, Aries. Let's have a real clear reading for you. I'm actually going to turn them up. Okay, a lot of interesting things going on. You have things in your first house. You yourself came up in the first house, second house of your money. There's some activity in your home. There's activity. Looks like relationship. There's something interesting. So a lot going on here. I'm going to go ahead and get the Chrysalis Tarot as well before we start. Your work looks good. Your work looks good. All right. Okay, I'm just going to start with you, with how you're projecting in the world, how you're looking to other people, your image. It's not on a deep level on the first house. It's kind of just how you're coming across. And you got your own card. So I have the Emperor here. So coming across really as an Aries, um, you're forceful, in charge, able to handle any situation that comes up. And quite intuitive about what's happening. So the moon, now the moon can also indicate pregnancy as well. So if you are pregnant, it's definitely it's coming up. If you want to get pregnant, you are probably quite fertile at this point, so you can become pregnant. So it's interesting. This is how you're coming across to others, and it's very strong. These are both major arcana. So there's major things coming around with your self-image, with how you're appearing to others. So you're definitely a boss person. You're definitely in charge, and you might be desiring to be pregnant, or you might, be having more obligations as a mom. You also can be, if that's not your energy, is the pregnancy thing. You could also be quite intuitive. And if you are in business, really listen to your impulsive insights, the things that are coming to your mind, the things that might even seem a little fanciful, that you would normally not pay attention to, because you're having insights, you're having ideas, visions, whatever, and they're coming from a higher source. So you are really tuning in right now, and you want to really tune in. So either of those two things or both could be going on with you right now. Okay, so I'm going to move to, there's something going on in your home, and there's also something going on. Let's go to your values first. Okay, so for your values, this is your talents and values. So right now, it looks like there's a little bit of trouble, a little bit of conflict. You're having a hard time making a decision, which is not usually you, I would say, but a little bit of a hard time making a decision about money, about craftsmanship. So this could be on anything. There's activity in your home. So there could be something in your home, or spending money on your home, or any kind of renovations like that could be coming up. It could have something to do with your work, where you're having to make a choice. You might have to make a choice, let's say cutting back employees. If you are the boss in the thing, you might have to make a choice between different people. And it's a difficult choice. You don't want to be the one to do this. You haven't made the choice yet, it looks like. There might be a choice between working with certain vendors or something like that, and you have to, again, go with your gut. That's what we had earlier. But yeah, you have to make some difficult choices, and you're having a hard time. So that, because these are both in reverse, and this is in fact the Lovers in reverse and Three of Pentacles in reverse. So maybe someone you're working with isn't really working out, and it's a difficult choice to make. Something like that. Maybe if you're not the boss and you're working with someone, you can do better in terms of a job, and you have to make a difficult choice to leave. Something like that could be going on. So anyways, let's move on. So that was your second house. In your mind, let's go to your mind. What's going on? King of Cups in reverse and Three of Wands. Okay, so you're seeing something in the future. Your mind is on your future, and you see, you can visualize what you want for yourself, for your future. And there's someone that wants to hold you back. And there's somebody that's wanting to maybe kind of gaslight you, or tell you that you can't do it, or control you in a way. This is the King of Cups in reverse. So he's working on your emotions. He's working on your mind. there's somebody that's kind of working against you. It's a water energy. Someone who's quite emotional is working on your emotions. And you are wanting to be a straight shooter right now and really move on with things. In your mind, it's very clear what has to be done, but someone is kind of messing with that a little bit. Okay, so in your fourth house, have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse and the World in reverse. So something is not complete in your home. It's almost complete. There is you might be kind of wanting to sell your home, could be something that's going on. And like we were saying, not really wanting to spend more money on it. You may be wanting to move. Queen of Pentacles in reverse is you feel like it's not healthy. It's not a healthy place. I mean, if you are wanting to get pregnant, you may want to find a place that's appropriate to having a child. Okay, so that could be something clearly that you're looking at, and maybe, you know, this King of Cups doesn't want you to, you see it clearly, but they're like, nah, let's hang on, or maybe it's not the time to have children or something like that. If you're on the children thing, that came up pretty strongly earlier, but I'm certain it's not everybody. So there's a need probably to move on from your home, and you're hanging on just a little bit for one reason or another. But it does represent a completion, a karmic completion. So whether that's moving from the home or completing some work on the home or anything along those lines in your home. So let's go to relationships, since that did kind of come up interestingly. And we do have the water sign male again. The King of Cups came up again. So this may be your partner or your the person you're involved with. And there's another male that's the King of Pentacles. Now this can embody the same male, actually, or male energy, who's concerned both about money and about emotional status. So there might be, and because it's a king, and this could also be you. Oh, I lost my video. It's a bummer. Sometimes it just does that. But anyways, we'll continue. And it also can be two men. So I'm going to give you a couple scenarios. There could be two men that you're involved with. One is more moneyed and more stable, and the other one, he's quite emotional and emotional water sign. So it could be either water sign energies or the pentacles would be an earth energy, or it could be a combination of both, this person. So kind of on the fence about both things. But let's see what's really going on there with these guys. So let's see. I'm going to use this Queen of the Moon Oracle, and something jumped out right away. Okay. So I got boundaries. So I think this person is a little bit of a dominant force to you. And at times, I think you need to set your own boundaries with this person in terms of having your own input concerning the relationship. This person really wants to be the leader, and Aries, as a fire sign yourself, you really need to feel comfortable. You need to be acknowledged and have some input in the situation. That's kind of what I get from that. Just be sure that no boundaries are being crossed, that you're not giving more than you're receiving, that it's a reciprocal relationship, and this person is not over dominating, and having that conversation with them. Now, since we're on the 5th house, I'm going to move to the 7th to clarify that. Okay, so we have the 3 of Wands again. So again, and the 9 of Swords. So 3 of Wands in reverse. Was the other one in reverse? Let's see. No, it was upright. In your mind, upright. But within the relationship, you may be giving up a little bit of your power and of your you're not as strong about your ideas. And I'm not feeling that it's keeping you up at night, but it is bothering you on a mental level that this person that you need to have your vision of how life, the future needs to be acknowledged. You need to, like I said earlier, have a reciprocal relationship. You need to have this conversation. This person needs to acknowledge, maybe he's a type that's a very masculine force and thinks that the man always knows best type thing, and a dominant character, something like that. Or he might be the person with that holds the purse strings a little bit, and so it's hard to take control of the situation. But yeah, you need to make sure, because in your mind you have great ideas for the future, but in the relationships they're somehow getting stomped out a little bit, and it's causing a little bit of difficulty with hanging on to some negative thinking on your part, and you're concerned about the future of the relationship. So let me get another card on that to clarify, because it's clear but not so clear. Let's see. What is going on with Aries in their committed relationship? What is happening here? What is happening with this person, with this relationship, with this future that's being created? Nourishment. Okay, so I don't think this card for me it's an amazing future family situation. So it's okay. And this, like, your negative thinking was, the Nine of Swords was in reverse. So it's not that bad, but maybe it's something you have to nip in the bud as far as being able to give your input and have it acknowledged, and have a partnership based on, duality, the two of you bringing together to create a whole. So that might be the energy that's happening, but the relationship looks good. Those of you that are in a relationship, I know not everybody is. And if you are single version of this is, let's see. Okay, the single version would be, there are two men interested, the King of Pentacles and the King of Cups. And you will choose the person that respects you as a human being, respects your ideas, that can go forward with you as a partner. Okay, so if you are single and you're making a choice between two people, water energy and an earth energy, yeah, making a choice that for the future. And I think that you are, kind of not playing around. Looks like you're clearly looking for your future here, and you are considering possibly, when you have a family, or if you have a family, or you're feeling that you want to be a mom, you want to choose the right person. Okay, so just trying to cover both angles on that. Now the 8th house is looking very interesting to me, because we got the Empress again. So, okay, so here's the question that I'm asking too, is if you have the Empress and the 8 of Cups in reverse. So the consideration I'm having here is kind of, you don't want to walk away. You do, again, the Empress, want to be a mom, or to be healthy or nurturing in the relationship. So I feel like there's a possibility that your partner's less on board about having a family or going forward with this. And you love this person and you don't want to walk away, but you want to be a mom. So you have this kind of conflict. You're having a conflict. And 8th house is, it's the energy of the other person. It's death, taxes, inheritance, and it's also kind of deep psychological. And a lot of time I get more of a deep psychological issue, and this could be it for some of you, that you don't want to walk away, but you're adamant that you want to be a mom. And maybe this person already has kids. Maybe this person is pretty apathetic about the idea of having kids, and you're so clear about it. So this is for some of you, and I think it's really strong. It's really coming out that there's some ladies out there that really want to have that experience of being pregnant, having a baby, having a family, and someone has kind of cold feet on it, maybe the relationship, or you're sensing some kind of cold feet. Okay. And that's not for everybody, but that's for some of you. Okay. So, let's go to the 12th house right now. And this is something that's going on underneath. This is something unknown to you. This is something, oh, okay. So we got a Page of Cups here and the Death in reverse. So Page of Cups, that can be an apology from someone. It can be a child. So we've got a theme going. And that's something unknown to you, but there's something going on. Either there is a child coming, maybe that he has a child previously that he's not telling you about, that even this is just something that I'm throwing out there, but even that there's a child that needs a home, as in like an adoption, or even a family member that, you know, can't quite handle that help and needs maybe some help with their children. So there's something like that's possible for some of you. And I have the Death in reverse. So Death in reverse means there's something that needs to end that you're not letting go of. There's something that needs to end that you're not letting go of. Okay, so for some, okay, so on the adoption issue, for some of you, it may be that you're older and maybe you're doing fertility treatments or something like that, and maybe you have to let go of that and consider this adoption. Okay, this is not everybody, but I did get like a kind of an adoption thing here. So, I mean, this might be something to consider. It's kind of underground and hasn't come to your awareness yet, and that's something that is coming through pretty strongly from Spirit for some of us. Some of us, you know, maybe it's time to think about that option. Okay, so going to your work and your career. So in the 6th house, we have 6 of Swords in reverse and 5 of Cups in reverse. So it looks like you're okay, so work has been a little bit difficult. It feels like you can't seem to get to a place where things are going well at work. Like this is wanting to travel from, you know, kind of turbulent waters to calmer waters. And it just seems like you're still in the turbulent waters, right? And you're disappointed, but you're giving up, kind of over focusing on the disappointment. You're kind of just letting it be what it is. And let me get another card for that to see what you should do about that. We're going to go to the 10th house too, which is also related, but what should Aries do about this work situation? And when it's in the 6th house, it's really your daily work. It's not really your aspirations necessarily if you have something else you aspire to. It's really just what you do daily to bring home the paycheck. Can be your health. Now, for some of you with the 5 of Cups in reverse and the difficult passage, if you are doing fertility treatments, it's been not simple. So on that scenario, for some people earlier, it has been a difficult passage. And I understand when people do those treatments, the hormonal fluctuations are terrible. So anyways, okay, so at work, we're going to go with the work scenario. So will. So if you're feeling kind of like, I'm seeing apathy. Again, like 5 of Mirrors, you're not looking on the good side, but you're not looking on the bad side. You're just kind of putting one foot in front of the other. And it seems like nothing's changing. You might have to really put a little bit more of your energy into improvements, or rather than putting your energy into, oh, these people, like, why can't they just do their job, or da-da-da-da. Maybe troubleshooting. So trying to find a way around that. Like, okay, well, maybe they need help at this certain point, and maybe there's a way to restructure the situation. It could have something to do with that, but it's saying to use your will to bring it out of this kind of stagnant state. And if it is a health issue, you just need to take care of it. Move forward, moving forward. So if it is the fertility treatment thing, just move forward with other ideas. Okay. So I did see something in your 9th house, and your 9th house is philosophy, religion, court issues, judgments, and also education, higher education. So I have the Ace of Wands and the Devil. Oh, wow. Okay, so you have a very strong energy here. Let's see what comes for this. Ace of Spirals. So there's a new start that got interrupted. A new start got interrupted because of negative thoughts, negative energies, a shadow side of yourself, maybe others that got in the way of it, and it's still an issue. Let me get a card on that one too as well. Like, how does Aries get past this? Is this an educational block? It could be a religious, maybe you wanted to attend some sort of spiritual group or something like that, and others were just really negative about it, or you got negative about it, or something about your spirituality. Maybe some people were negative about tarot and that kind of spirituality and felt that it was, devil worshiping or something, how people get very judgmental. There could be something in that for you. But okay, so I think it is on a little bit on a religious aspect. There's a realization, a self-realization. There is an opening to the future. I hope you can see that. It seems a little dark. There's something that's going to come through your seeking on the religious area. And it somehow was interrupted. Maybe by work requirements, or maybe the day that you would have to meet didn't work for you, or something like that. But I think that don't let other people get in your way. Don't let other people stop you from this. It could be education or some religious yearning that you're having. Just go for it. There's something very special for you. You see, like, this is a keyhole to enlightenment. So there's something very special for you, Aries, there. I didn't go to your 10th house, and that's kind of career related. So let me jump back. Okay. So there is a career for you that is very special and will bring you a lot of pleasure. You have the 10 of Cups here, and you have the 3 of Pentacles. 3 of Pentacles is craftsmanship, something working with a partner. You might have someone that also has an idea for you. So the two of you can work together on something. It has an element of genius to it. So if there's something that's in your mind that you would like to start, it's really going to be a beautiful thing for you. And it'll bring you out of that kind of stuck place you were with this job that you do daily. So I think there's a higher aspiration for you. And this is also how